I'm blown away by your presentation. You touched so many different topics that are relevant for our community today. I think that culture is beautiful. We can all agree that we love who we are and where we've come from, but then when culture is preventing a certain group of people from accessing like a good quality of life, it's not evolving with the times, then that's where we have a problem, and we have to start evolving with the times where we're in. So my question is, in regards to just the gap that is continuing to grow between the younger generations and the older generations, how do we facilitate those conversations today so that we can bring them back and help them see the value and maintain who they are, their cultural identity, in their modern American identity today, before the gap just gets bigger and bigger, and now we're not going to see those people anymore. They're going to continue to go out into different communities where they find value.
Well, it's like what I suggest is that there is a language barrier. And this is what I always tell you young people. If you cannot communicate, you cannot understand one another. And that's a problem right now. And it happened within the first generation. I remember my mom fighting my niece. They were on the same page, but they fought. Why? Because they were not understanding each other, right? So in order for us to bridge this gap, we need something like this, where we need to sit down, you pour your heart out into your elders' ears, and then the elders is also going to regurgitate whatever they think they heard. And then we talk and rebuild that gap and rebuild what has fallen apart, because the language is a strength of the community, and that we lost right now. That's why if our elders are talking, almost half of the people take off, right? Because you guys are not on the same page. They're not speaking the English that you guys want them to speak, and then you guys don't speak the newer that they want you guys to speak, so how are you going to communicate? Are you guys going to keep on running away from the community, or are you going to come back and actually say, look, let's sit. We need to talk. We need to learn from you guys, and we also need you guys to hear us. We need table talks.
I believe that most of the questions that I would have has been asked, but I just wanted to say that your message is very powerful. As a young girl in America that's very cultured, I came to America at the age of 15, so I know my culture back home. So before I came to America, I was going to get married. After a year, that was it. It was over for me. So I'm grateful that I'm in America. I'm still very rooted in my culture, but also I'm evolving. I'm this woman that want to be an independent woman and do all this. So my question for you is, which is basically the same question that's been asked, is that how do we get this particular message, this message that you put out there, to so many young Sudanese girls and boys around the United States? And I feel like I haven't heard this message before. I think about this, I talk to my friends about this, I say that I love my culture. I want, when I get married, I want the bride price to be paid. I don't want that part to be taken out, but at the same time, my husband is not getting a second wife. So how, I love that message, that's how I'm thinking. So it's like I still want my culture, but also like the same thing. So I just want to hear you more. I want your message to be out there more. So I don't know, what do you do right now? Are you on YouTube or you be on Facebook Live? But it's just like, I just need your message to be out there. It resonated with me so much. Yeah.
It's like, this is what I always tell the young people. Our culture is who we are. We cannot take that away. We will never take it away. I can never take it away from my kids. I want to instill it in my kids. But do I want my kids to be like, to imagine the life that I show you guys a picture of? No. I have to be realistic, right? My kids are in America. How can they be Americans and Sudanese at the same time, in the same space? This is what we need to work on. And us running away from our community is not going to fix it. We need to run back and have these table talks again. And I have a Facebook page. I think it's called Nyadak Everyday Topic or something like that. That's where I get chewed up by because it's like I love to just come with controversial messages, and I get attacked, so I'm like, okay, if you wanna hear me, you hear me there. If you wanna attack me, I'll be there. So you know, you actually got
I am feeling this. I am feeling this. I am feeling this. I am a 33 years old South Sudanese man who lived in refugee camp for 17 years, lived in the United States for 15 years, and I was raised by a single mother. Has no father figure in my life. So if I wanted a father figure, I have to find those that I think are father figures, you know, that are good men. And that has been a trauma of mine for years. And many people don't speak of it, and sometimes I get emotional. You know, for the first time I've been in the United States, I felt like I needed a therapist. But I know who this white people therapist is. I can tell them exactly what they need, and I get the hell out. Yeah. I'm not able to be vulnerable to share. On top of that, I need somebody who understands where I come from. My dad, my mom, you know, what their life were. You know, somebody like Dr. John Cook, somebody who also educated in this 21st century, understand what's going on today. You know, and this trauma that we have is extremely something that it is in dire need for all of us to come up and speak about it. You know, this is just an opportunity and the chance to kind of shine a light on this. I remember I had a small conversation with my uncle who have 7 kids, and kind of think this out. He has 7 kids. Here I'm thinking, I'm 33 years old, they tell me, why didn't you get married? I was like, Uncle, do you know how much it costs to raise one child until age 18? And then the uncle said, no, I don't know. I was like, well, let me show you some math. You know, so for one child, it costs you almost $346,000 a year. To raise that child up to age 18. And you multiply that by your 18 children, you need $1 million. By 7 children. You need $1 million or close to $2 million to be able to raise these 7 children. Yeah. And one of the children is Idea, actually, one of my cousins. You know, so we come from a different world. Me and my uncle, me and my dad, me and Troll, Dr. Jonko, and Nyadak, we come from a different world. Where do we come together and bridge this gap? In a place like this. In a place that we can structure. In a place that we can recognize it and become, you know, make an identity of who we are. You know, one thing that Nyadak mentioned before is like, we don't want to throw away our culture as something that we do not like. We want to change some of this stuff in it. I don't want to get this car in my head. But there's a big meaning into that. If I understand that, I can learn what that is. You know, I want to know what does it mean to be a man back then, during my father's time, and during this time. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of share that little thoughts. I know our time is going and our schedule is going. We're gonna now just kind of welcome Stephen. Gonna let us know. We're gonna go and get some refreshment and food, and then maybe go to our table topic before we resume again, so we're getting hungry and things like that. So welcome, Brother Stephen.
Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing fabulous. You all look nice, dressed up. We're gonna go out and head to lunch and just grab something to eat, but please, walk around, get to know each other. Please introduce yourselves. Tell someone how good your day is and why you're here. But let's continue. DJ Gemma's gonna play some music. We're gonna get that going. Yeah, feel free to reach out to anyone around. Just introduce yourself and get yourself acquainted.